All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Also, we can give double honors unto the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations unto the elect of Yashala, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as you Akim out there enduring this truth across the four corners of the earth, teaching and prophesying through the spirit of Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, in truth and sincerity, as well as the men and women that follow, and those who might look like the other nation, but are of the nation of Israel on their father's side by blood. And just doing a quick lesson, man. Dealing with it's so much going on. I didn't forgot that there was a partial government shutdown. You know, and which part of it is due to the fact of them not agreeing on DHS funding, as well as the cold people, and the border protection, and so because I ran across, I had seen I had seen this. They was recommending people to show up 4 to 5 hours early, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna look into it. So then last night, another video, I think it might have been this video, an airport video that came up, and that's just crazy because your standard is 2 hours. 2 hours for domestic, 3 hours for international, but 4 to 5. Now check this out. Look what it's saying. It's saying why 4 to 5 hours? Long TSA wait time, staff shortage because you got a lot of them quitting, a lot of people calling in. All right, some even have resigned. All right, so they don't really have too many people to cover. Why? And also because they're not getting paid. Okay, they're showing up to work and they're not getting paid, and they just went through this about 3 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago, when there was a government shutdown. All right, and it went on for like 3 weeks, maybe. You know, I forget the time frame of it, but there was a lot of people, still showing up to work and not getting paid, and they're trying to do things on the side like DoorDash or Uber Eats, because that reminded me. I seen a guy selling some paintings the other day, and I'm like, man, when this MOTB come about, ain't gonna be no side hustles. You're gonna have to be locked in. All right, you're gonna have to. And what I mean by locked in, you're gonna have to be a part of the system if you want to prosper for lack of a better term. You know, you're gonna have to be part of this. They're gonna force you to be a part of the system. All right. And that's why we gotta trust in Yahweh Bashim Shai, allow Him to feed us and watch over us and protect us. Cause getting that chip, man, it's a wrap. Ain't no salvation after that. It says staff shortages or airport construction can cause significant delays. Peak season is during summer, spring break, which is around now, or holidays. 4 hours is sometimes advised to avoid missing flights. Overcrowding risk. While early arrival helps, some airports have warned that arriving too early, i.e., 5 hours, can cause excessive congestion in terminals, recommending 3 hours instead, say reports on Business Insider. So at the end of the day, it's all of these rules and regulations because they're short. Their staff. They're short of staff due to people calling in, quitting, or resigning, or whatever the case is. They're just like, I can't do this no more. I gotta go. I gotta have some type of income, and that be the thing is, um, when let's see what happens. Just a quick search, see what we get. Um, so yeah, this is which has led to increased staff call-offs, over 300 resignations, and longer security lines for travelers, and that will get annoying. You know, what was that? November. or what's that? October. Yeah, October. Maybe it was November. See if they got any back pay. Yes, TSA agents who worked during the November 2025 government shutdown did receive back pay, with roughly 90% of workers receiving their back pay once the shutdown ended, and the rest following shortly after, according to WWNY reports from November 23rd, 2025. So, hey, they they got back pay, you know, but you still got you know what it does? It puts you in a position to be financially responsible, which a lot of Americans don't really have, because it's just spend, 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 get, consumer mindset. All right. But I'm pretty sure some of those who worked during that November 2025, they're probably willing to work through here. And who's to say how long it'll take? How long it'll be, you know? And I just look at it like Esau constantly playing these games, you know. Uh, it's just so many. You got the U.S. Israeli Iran war. All right, you got them going down in Venezuela. You got partial government shutdown. You got a lot of violence ramping up throughout America. You also have, the situation with the immigration, just so many things, and it's just pressure, 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 pressure. You know, and like just reading in Proverbs 29:2, it says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear the rule, the people mourn," because you really don't got time to sit down. You really don't got time to do anything. You know, I'm doing this lesson right now to take a quick nap before I go to work. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, time is presented. Is You have the opportunity, but it's just like a fat person that want to lose weight. You're just kind of stuck in habits, and you got to break out of that. You know what I'm saying? And most Americans um, continue. I mean, if you just look at the nation in general, it's a bunch of excuses. It's just a bunch of excuses, and not willing to take hold yourself, take accountability, and responsibility. You know, like to be quick to point the finger at someone else and blame someone else, so you don't have to change your ways, and you can continue in doing what you want to do, man. All right. But once this continuously keep happening and happening, and all it is just next is waiting on a flag situation, you know, a situation so they can really bring the pressure down. All right, and because ultimately it's going into that MOTB, man, which I'll get real quick and go ahead and close it out. This is Revelations chapter 13, verse 16. Says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." So, once again, what I'm just jumping to, after all of this continuously happening, all of this pressure being put upon the people, food prices rising, gas prices rising, hell, even water bills is rising because they got all these AI centers that they need to keep the technology, for lack of better words, keep it cool. All right, so it doesn't overheat, but you're saying that this is a benefit, but to the expense of what? More so to the expense of who? All right, you don't see any rich paying more taxes or funding. They could just, pay for all of that. All right. But it's all to keep the poor poor and the rich rich, man. And that's why it tells you, I don't care if you rich or poor, small or great, free or bond, you're going to be tied into receiving that MOTB, all right, which is the RFID hit, man. Even the fact that, like I always say, we got to use code names. We can't just talk straight out. I thought we had certain rights, constitutional rights, you know, but they're going about to do away with those as well, all right. So I just wanted to touch on that. Like I said, I heard of a partial government shutdown, and then I just completely forgot about it with everything else that's going on. You know, so let's see if there be more workers that leave their jobs, more workers still calling in, all right, or if they're able to stick it out, however long this partial government will last. Shutdown will last. All right. So I just wanted to get into that real quick. Lord willing, you was edified, and Lord willing, we're allowed to endure unto the end. Once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, Shalom.